Hello, and welcome to my belated birthday special. As always, I'm your host, David G. Firestone. I speak for all content creators, and I'm not breaking any new ground here when I say that we're all subject to creator burnout. Now, I'm not a professional, I do this for fun, but it does get tiring coming up and creating content. And with my mini claw machine officially dead, sometimes you feel like nothing you're doing is working, and you feel down and out as a result. And other times, projects you've spent a lot of time, effort, and resources working on just fails and falls through no fault of your own. Sometimes you really do feel as though the world is working against you. In times like these, I take some time and come up with a new project, or I come up with something I've either started and got distracted on, or have been wanting to do for a while but just never got around to doing. Now, in this particular case, after the death of my mini claw machine in December, I decided to complete a few childhood dreams. Now, the first revolves around my love of parking meters. As I've said before, I grew up in Chicago, and every time we paid with a parking meter, we always did so with Duncan Model 70s. Now, after some searching, I was able to find a used Model 70 in nice condition, and granted, it does come with the digital coin mech instead of the traditional mechanical mech, but it's still The other three projects revolve around my love of trading cards. The second item that I've been wanting for a while is a nice slab finish checklists. Now, checklists in good condition are very hard to come by because they were either used for their intended purposes of figuring out which cards you have, or they were just flat out discarded. So checklists are somewhat more rare than many common cards. I went looking for a nice slab vintage checklist, and I got a nice slab vintage checklist. This is a 1964 Topps Baseball number 362, which covers cards 353 to 429. It is a PSA 6 X-Men and features Hall of Famers Frank Howard, Ron Santo, Whitey Ford, and Warren Spahn. And now for the main event. Now, I've been collecting sports cards since 1987 when I was a mere 5 years old. Now, I really didn't focus on a particular set or sets until 1990 when I alternated between the 1990 Topps and 1990 Donruss baseball card sets. Sadly, I was never able to complete the set as a kid, but as an adult, I finally realized my dreams. Now, there are a number of ways to collect a set of trading cards. The first and most obvious is the traditional method, which is to go around to stores buying individual packs, and between opening the packs and trading cards with other kids, you collect the entire set. However, in 1990, this was very difficult, especially with baseball sets. And I hear you're asking why? Well, let's do a little math, shall we? These are unopened 1990 Donruss and 1992 Topps baseball packs. I will open both of these at the end of the video. The difficulty in collecting an entire set of baseball cards using the traditional method is that the 1990 Donruss set has a total of 728 cards, 16 cards per pack, and they cost 50 cents per pack back in 1990. If through some miracle you were able to buy packs that had no duplicates whatsoever, the bare minimum number of packs you would need to collect the entire set is 46 packs, and this would cost you $23 in 1990 money, which is about $56, $57 in 2025. Now, the 1992 Topps set is actually the more difficult of the two, having 792 total cards, 16 cards per pack, 50 cents per pack. And again, if through some miracle you're able to buy packs that had no duplicates whatsoever, you would need 50 total packs, which would cost you $25 in 1990, but is about $61 to $62 in 2025. And given that these packs now sell for $4 each, if you were to buy the bare minimum, it will cost you $384 for the 96 packs needed to get both sets. However, given how many duplicates you will get, you may need 2 to 3 times that, if not more, to get both complete sets. And there is no concrete formula to figure this out, and believe me, I tried. But it's all too complexerized for a boy like me. So, with gathering packs completely out of the question here, I resorted to a different method. I went on eBay and I purchased both of the complete sets, which some might see as cheating, as do I, but also I don't give a shit. Now, the Topps set was the easier of the two since I was quickly able to find a complete set already organized in a binder, which I purchased. While I was thrilled, I quickly realized that this set was meant as a dealer set, which means that all the cards were in individual pages in numerical order, but they all had price tags on them, some of which I find a little sus for the cards that they were picturing as opposed to the amount they were charging for it. And in addition, the binder also had 2 Frank Thomas rookie cards, so I had to spend a total of 4 hours peeling the tags off and reorganizing the set, and now it's complete. Also, this is what 700 peeled off price tags looks like. Now the Donruss set was a little more difficult because instead of being able to find a set already organized in a binder, I had to go and buy a 1990 Donruss complete set. I had to buy a binder and I had to buy a bunch of used pages. Now since the pages were used, I had to go through and get rid of some of the grungier and damaged pages. And an interesting side note about this set is that the box features all of the then current MLB team logos on the side, but there is no logical order in the way that they were organized. Seriously, look at this and tell me that there's some logic to the way that these logos are organized. When opening the box, I was pleasantly surprised to discover that the cards were organized in order and shrink wrapped, which made the process of taking them out and putting them into a binder much easier. And the box did contain the entire set, as well as 2 copies of the infamous Carl Yastrzemski puzzle. And 2.5 hours after I started, the entire set is now organized in a binder. And with that, the finale will be opening the 2 packs I showed off in the beginning. So first we're going to do the 1990 Donruss. This open. Gerald Clark, Tony Gwynn All-Star, Checklist, Robbie Thompson, Alan Trammell, Mike Moore, Dave Gallagher, Kurt Ward, Jerry Steinbeck All-Star, Joseph Orsulak, Julio Franco All-Star, Greg Myers, Jerry Kennedy, and Phil Brett. Now we're going to do the 1990 Topps. We must not forget the pink piece of balsa wood that's supposed to be a stick of gum. I'm not putting this in my mouth. Jose Guzman, Nick Leva, Randy Villard, Brett Saberhagen, Sid Beam, Dan Billardello, Bernie Williams, Robin Yount, Junior Felix, I always liked his name, Ramon Martinez, Bernie Riles, Tony Fusas, Dave Schmidt, Candy Maldonado. And with that, my belated birthday special comes to an end. I've got some fun things planned in the future. I'm Dave Frost. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.